Publisher's Notice of the Mystic Will. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Mystic Will by Charles Godfrey Leland. Publisher's Notice. This wonderful treatise was first published in England several years ago under the title of Have You a Strong Will, and has run through several editions there. In its original form it was printed in quite large type, double-leaded, and upon paper which bulked out the book to quite a thick volume. Some copies have been sold in America, but the price which dealers were compelled to charge for it in its original shape prevented the wide circulation that it merited, and which its author undoubtedly desired for it seems to have been a labour of love with him, the interest of the race in his wonderful theories evidently being placed above financial returns by Mr. Leland. Believing that the author's ideas and wishes would be well carried out by the publication of an American edition printed in the usual size type, without the expedient of double-leading unusually large type in order to make a large volume, which allows of the book being sold at a price within the reach of all, the publisher has issued this edition along the lines indicated. The present edition is identical with the original English edition, with the following exceptions. 1. There has been omitted from this edition a long tiresome chapter contained in the original edition, entitled On the Power of the Mind to Master Disordered Feelings by Sheer Determination, as set forth by Immanuel Kant in a letter to Hufeland, but which chapter had very little to say about the power of the mind, but very much indeed about hygiene, dietetics, sleep, care of oneself in old age, hypochondria, work, exercise, eating and drinking, illness, etc., etc., from the point of view of the aged German metaphysician, which, while interesting enough in itself, and to some people, was manifestly out of place in a book treating upon the development of mental faculties by the will, etc. We think that Mr. Leland's admirers will find no fault with this omission. 2. The word suggestion has been substituted for the word hypnotism in several places in the original text, where the former word was manifestly proper according to the present views of psychologists, which views were not so clearly defined when the book was written. 3. The chapter headings of the original book have been shortened and simplified in accordance with the American form. 4. The title The Mystic Will has been substituted in place of that used in the original edition, which was Have You a Strong Will? This change was made for the reason that the original title did not give one the correct idea of the nature of the book, but rather conveyed the idea of an inquiry regarding the iron will, etc., which the author evidently did not intend. The use of the will, as taught in the book by Mr. Leland, is not along the lines of the iron will, but is rather in the nature of the employment of a mystic, mysterious, and almost weird power of the human will, and the title of the present edition is thought to more correctly represent the nature of the book, and the author's own idea, than the inquiry embodied in the title of the original edition. 5. Several unimportant footnotes, references to other books, etc., have been omitted after careful consideration. Those who would wish to read the book in its original English edition will be able to procure it from the English publisher, Mr. Philip Welby, 6 Henrietta Street, Covent Garden, London, W.C., England. To the few readers of this book who are not familiar with the author, Mr. Charles G. Leland, it may be said that this gifted man was an American by birth, but who lived in Europe for many years before his death. He died March 20th, 1903, at Florence, Italy, at the ripe age of 79 years, active until the last, and leaving unpublished manuscripts, some not completed. He lived up to his ideas and profited by them. His writings are spread over a period of nearly or fully 50 years, and his range of subjects was remarkable in its variety, style, and treatment. Among his best known works were Practical Education, Flacius, the Brightman Ballads, which introduced his well-known character, Hans Brightman, Gypsy Sorcery and Fortune Telling, Wood Carving, Leather Work, Metal Work, Drawing,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?